music, motivation, and positively obnoxious. That's me.
It's the Tony Gamble Show! Hey guys, this is Tony Gebhard, and welcome back to Season 2. It's been a little while since we've gotten an episode out, so sorry about that, but I was busy getting married. So I had a lot of life situations going on and had to commit a lot of my time for that. My wife is lovely. She's doing well. We're both doing well. And we're back in Alaska now. But we spent 12 days in sunny California. And it was lovely. It was amazing. But what's more amazing at this present moment, well, okay, I can't say nothing's more amazing than my wife. She would kill me for that. But what is equally, if not just about as amazing, is I'm actually joined by a really special friend of mine who I'm doing some collaborative work with right now. His name is Matthew Whitaker. He currently has 3 studio albums out right now on Apple Music and Spotify, and is working on his 4th album, On Their Shoulders, which should be coming out hopefully by the end of this year or next year. We don't have a confirmed date on the record release, but I'm definitely really excited. Just extremely talented. He does things I wish I could do when I grow up. I'll tell you that right now. Okay, he's fantastic, but he's on tour right now. East Coast bound guy. And he's in the studio right now. Matthew, what's up, man? How are you?
What's up, bro? Congrats on the marriage. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes.
And we got a piano in the studio, too. Even better.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
How are you?
Oh, man, I'm good. I'm really good. To tell you the truth, it was about a 6-hour flight to get back up here, so I was jet lagged for a couple of days, but I feel good. I feel good. So back at it with getting content done. So. But yeah, man, I'm glad we could do this. I've been kind of going back and forth with Michelle, your manager, recently.
Shout out.
Yeah, big shout out to her. She's awesome. Gotten a great vibe from her. Just super thankful for getting you scheduled to come on the show, man, and just spread your positivity. Because every time I talk to you, here's the thing. Every time I talk to you, I'm smiling. I'm always smiling.
Me too, man. Me too.
Matthew is also totally blind. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Totally blind.
Fantastic. And so tell me a little bit about, because I know you and I haven't talked about it too much one-on-one, but, this is our opportunity to fill in some gaps, right?
Yeah.
Have you always been blind since, from
Yes,
birth or anything?
Yeah, basically, yeah, since birth. I was born 24 weeks premature, actually. 1 pound, 11 ounces, and...
Holy shit.
I can't. And basically
Beanie Baby size, like
exactly.
Come on
right, and then basically the oxygen that was keeping me alive at that young age damaged my eyes.
Praise God, man. Praise God.
At 3 months old, and I've had a lot of surgery since then, and doctors they gave me less than 50% chance of survival.
Wow. You're kidding.
I'm not.
Oh, man, God willing, like you're here.
Amen.
And just praise God, man, for being able to just pull through that. And let me look at it. The world has been blessed with this like multi-talented guy.
Thank you.
I might spread a little sugar and what the hell do they call that? Sugar alternative. I don't know.
I don't know.
Monk
Not
fruit.
sugar alternative.
There you go. Like every time I listen to you play, you have this very just beautiful touch to your fingers, and
Thank you.
as another musician, I'm inspired by you.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, please, thank you, man. As a pianist myself, I'm not a classical pianist. I'm more of a casual, not a casual, but a contemporary based artist, and jazz. I'll throw jazz in there too. But man, like when I listen to you, I'm like, gosh, this guy makes me want to practice more.
No,
thank you. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Man, I need lessons from you, like I always tell you.
What can I teach you? Other than maybe I can think like Logic, you know what I mean? But like, oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
But you're a Logic Pro user.
Logic, Reaper, yeah, all that.
Yeah, that's awesome. So do you use Reaper on the Mac or on Windows?
Mac.
Okay, that's really cool. I've known a couple of people who use it on the Mac. And I mean, tell me this. So when you put together your records, do you
Right.
have a mixing engineer actually work on it, or you do it yourself?
So yeah, for the past three records, uh, we've had a mixer come in and do their thing, and we also had a mastering engineer. Shout out to everyone who's been a part.
That's awesome. Yeah, big shout out.
For
That's
this new
really cool.
record, same type of vibe. Um, we had someone mix it, we had someone record it, and yeah,
Amazing.
and we just mastered it just now. So
Oh, so exciting.
yeah,
Any singles out right now or no?
hopefully soon. Yeah, that's the goal. Yeah, we're planning to release a few singles here and there.
That's super cool. Yeah, because you showed me a few tracks when we had been talking prior, and I just
Yeah,
so amazed. I felt I
yeah,
sat there and I was just
thank you.
listening to it, tapping my fingers, snapping the fingers,
Ha!
and just get you know who you remind me of when you talk. You remind me of Bruno Mars. I don't know why. But just like listening to you, you have the like cadence of Bruno Mars, and it's just
Thank you.
it's so funny.
That's pretty
Um,
funny.
Now, do you sing? Because I don't think I've ever heard you sing, man.
Yeah, every now and then, like, see, I'm getting less shy of my voice. Long story short, I loved singing when I was back in fourth grade and fifth grade, but as I got older, I got more shy of my singing voice
Sure.
until high school when I had to help my chorus because I was just my teacher's assistant and I was helping teach their parts and I was singing way up here and all that stuff. So I was
Right, right.
that's when I just discovered my falsetto. But being in church, being a minister of music right now, I'm singing a lot, I'm leading a lot, and I'm still getting used to singing out in more public spaces again.
Sure. No, no, for real. I mean, that's real talk. And I gotta say, just observing, listening to you, when you're doing those woo, you're doing those sirens, right? I can hear the range. It's definitely there. So
Yeah.
you've got some experience, and it's always a tough one sometimes, right? Because that stage fright, it's such an under I want to say underrated, but at the same time overrated concept. It's underrated because a lot of people still have it. Stage fright, in a lot of ways, is such an like an underrated discussion because
Right.
I feel like some people will squash it and think, oh, I don't got stage fright. I've been doing this for years and years. But truth is, I think we all have some form of stage fright. For
Yeah.
me, right? Speaking from my own experiences, I play a lot in clubs and bars and smaller venues. And, I find myself a little more nervous at times in front of people that I know versus people that I don't know.
Interesting.
If it's a crowd of 200 people that I've never met before, I feel like I can, knock it out of the park. It's a good performance. I feel good about it. But if I'm in front of a lot of people that I do know, my nerves start to go up a little more, and maybe I'm shaking, right? Maybe I'm
Right.
doing kind of like the goosey,
Yeah, for me, it's like it's interesting because when I'm in a new space I've never been in before, or if it's like like an event where it's like you got like important people in the audience, and you're like, okay, you are dealing with people that are gonna be just a listening crowd,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Those types of people, right. Well, not those types of people, but those situations, I would say, I do get a bit scared here and there, but the
For sure.
the more those situations come up, the better. Like, right, I don't, and something that's gonna happen pretty soon. I'm gonna be music directing for a musical, and I know that's gonna be interesting. Right, the first few nights, but I'm sure I'll be fine going forward.
Yeah, yeah. So you mentioned music directing with a church. So I'm fascinated by that. Being a Christian man myself, God has always had such a significant role in my life. And with that being said, talk to me a little bit about that. So are you the actual director for a particular music program at a church?
So I'm the minister of music at my church, meaning I am in charge of picking all the songs, basically, for our team specifically.
Okay.
And when it comes to rehearsals, I rehearse the team and go over their parts. And Also on Sunday, I'm directing them and also directing the band and singing and controlling my phone and playing organ and playing keyboards. So it's a lot of stuff going on at once. But it's fun though, because once you get into like the flow of that and just moving around a lot and yeah, fine. And I just use my hand and my head to direct everything. So
sure, no, absolutely. Well, and a lot of that stuff comes natural, when you think about it over time when you practice and a lot of that. But what I really love about you is just the humility and the level of courage and kindness that you go with it. Because that's really the big thing. When you're juggling the responsibility and also the passion of musicianship, faith, ministry, directing. A lot of that it can be a lot of pressure, especially on the spirit, but also on the mental health. So, talk to me. What's your philosophy on self-care? Do you spend a lot of time in prayer?
Definitely. I every time before I go to bed, I always pray. Always pray at night. And something that I do in the morning sometimes is I have this Bible app on my phone. And there's this thing called... Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yep.
There you go. There it is.
Get that. That's right. Oh, that's really huge. That is just so cool. Like I feel like a kid in the candy shop a lot of the time when I meet people that inspire me, and you're definitely one of those.
Thank you. You too, man. You too.
Hey, right
Congrats on all of them albums. All of them. All of them.
Let me tell you, maybe you can relate to this, but like...
New album coming out for Tony. Yes.
Yeah, well, yes.
Check it out.
September 8th, yes, that is true. Savage does come out September 8th, TonyGetPart.com. Yes. You probably get this. So, like, especially in this last album, when I mix, so I'm my own mixing engineer. So maybe you don't get this as much, but maybe you do. I could be wrong, but I'm not going to assume, right? But, like, during an album cycle, when you write all the songs, maybe you write 20 or 30 of them, and then you bring it down to about 12 or 13, right? And you listen to them literally a gazillion times for every draft. And I'll be honest, like when I put Savage down and finally said, okay, this album is done, I was like, I literally don't want to hear any of these songs for 3 weeks. Like, have you ever gotten that before as a self-critic?
Sometimes, not all the time though.
Yeah.
Which is pretty funny. But honestly, just like, I mean, I don't mind listening to things and because you never know. Something may come up and you're like, oh, what if I made this change after however many long after however long I had this file for
sure.
And
I think. Oh, sorry. Continue.
No, it's fine. And I was just going to also say one thing that I like to do is go back even and look at stuff I've done before and just remix, and see, how my mixing has come, from then until now. And, it's just, and just experimenting, right? So
it's huge. Well, and on the other end of that, right? Because we're all our own self-critics and worst critics at times, but there are some days where I'll pull up, my first album, for example, Father Forgive Me, which I released in 2016. There's a couple moments where I'm like, oh man, I could have done that so different. But like at the same time, watching the growth of artistry in a lot of ways, some may call it, self-love, or what do you want to call that? Egocentric, I guess. But this is my podcast, so I create a safe place for any discussion.
Exactly.
I think it's okay as artists to enjoy our content, because my philosophy in so many ways is that if we can't listen to and enjoy the music that we make, I don't think we should be making it to begin with. And some musicians may disagree with that, and that's great. But as artists, as authors, as filmmakers, as screenwriters, as bloggers, whatever it may be, if we can't sit there and take in our content and find a new perspective through it, because I believe in reflection. I believe in manifestation of creativity in so many ways.
Exactly.
I just think that's important. You know, I'm not saying to put it on repeat for 24/7, right? Because I mean, somebody might look at you a little funny, but yeah, I don't know. It's sort of that thing. But so tell me about your gear, man. What are you using for gear?
Oh boy, it's pretty big.
Let's start with the instruments.
Okay, instruments. I have in the studio basement, or stew, or whatever you want to call it. I have a drum kit, which is a Yamaha Stage Custom. Yeah.
Ooh, beautiful.
And I have some Zildjian cymbals, which I want to eventually swap out soon. I also have some percussion equipment, so tondas, bandos, timbales, and some other toys and stuff like that. And yeah, I also
I'm coming over, man.
Yes, of course. And for you, I have a bass amp and guitar setup as well. So
hey, there you go.
You can go.
There you go. So do you play drums?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I play drums. I also play organ, which I have down here, and
lovely.
a few keyboards and my MIDI controller, which is Native Instruments. Shout out to Native Instruments.
Yeah, big Native supporters. Very
yes.
good. Oh,
and
that's excellent.
Microphones on everything, pretty much, and vocal setup, yada yada. And like the board I'm using is a PreSonus Studio Live 64S, and I also have a 32R, which is the rack version, but basically 64 channels via one USB cable.
Wow.
And it's a full-blown mixer, so I can, bank and adjust faders and EQ, yada yada, whatever. And thanks to sighted assistance, I know where some things are, and
yeah, for sure. No, that's
always
fantastic.
learning about it, and I have the personal mixers for the musicians who can adjust their own mix and their headphones and all that stuff. It's pretty cool.
Nice. So the tracks that you showed me, a few of the tracks that you showed me on the album, are those live drums?
Yep, those were recorded in Montclair, where we went to record the album. And my band is on the record, and a few friends from Juilliard are actually on the record too.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
And upstairs I have a C3, Yamaha C3, and I have another organ as a backup in case, which is an organ that was given to me by one of my heroes, mentors, who recently passed away last year. And it was Dr. Lonnie Smith. He was a jazz organist.
Wow.
And so it was really nice for him to do that.
Wow. That is just so cool, man. And so you don't have to say this on air, but where are you living at? Are you out in Jersey?
Yep, I'm in Jersey. I'm in Hackensack, New Jersey.
Okay.
Born and raised. Still I'm in Jersey, and I'm living with mom and dad. And
nice. I bet mom and dad are super proud too, man.
Yes.
For real. I mean, that's
Shout
just
out.
a blessing. Yeah.
Thank you. And
love your mom and dad. That is awesome.
Yes, and the rest of my family, Allie, Joe, and MC, one sister, two brothers, and all of them are older, so I'm the youngest.
Man, that is just so cool. So, with that in mind, talk about the tour. What's going on?
So we're touring my latest album, Connections, and we're starting to throw every now and then some new stuff from the new album that's going to be released soon. And we've been to Brazil, we've been to Canada recently. We also was just in, where was it? Oh Lord, I want to say New Hampshire, I think. Yeah, New Hampshire, I think. And this Sunday, actually, we're going to be at the Newport Jazz Festival. We're performing outside at 11 a.m. I'm not sure.
Is that Rhode Island?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, Newport Jazz Festival.
Wow.
11 a.m. on the stage next to the big stage, which whatever the name of that stage is called. I'm not sure when the podcast is going to be uploaded, but we'll see. But
no, the podcast is going up tomorrow, so.
Oh, perfect. So yeah,
so
get down there.
Yeah,
This
get
Sunday,
down there,
11 o'clock
everybody.
with the band, and
Come on.
11 a.m. in the morning.
That is so. Oh my God, this is just like a dream come true to see all of your, like all of this stuff manifest, man. I mean, so tell me.
Thanks be unto God.
Yeah, thank you be to God, brother. So tell me, I guess from the beginning, when did you start realizing that I want a music career? I want a career in music.
I would say when I was about 9 years old.
Me too.
Hey!
Oh,
So
that's funny.
I started playing when I was about 3. But I think to answer your questions, though, when I was at the Apollo Theater and performed for the first time at 9, I went to that competition and I won first place.
A hell of a first gig.
Right? First place at Amateur Night Child Stars of Tomorrow competition at the Apollo Theater. Won first place, and I think that's when I realized, hey, I want to do this if I try for real. And at the time, I just taught myself how to play the organ. So,
And sometimes coming from another self-taught musician, like that. Sometimes that's just the best way.
Right.
Just give us an instrument, give us some time, we'll figure it out, and we'll come back, and here we are. That's so crazy. Well, it's so funny. So I started with piano when I was 7, and then guitar at 9 years old. And drums came after that, bass came after that, organ, yada yada, and just fell in love, right? With the idea that there's so much expression that can be found through multiple instruments, and I think the first time that I wrote a song was when I was 12, and it was like this 50-second guitar thing that I put through Windows Sound Recorder, Windows XP.
Yeah. I miss XP.
Yeah. When was your first recording? Like, from what your memory? Like, what was the first time you I did that?
At the house or like wait.
I'd say like when you were a kid, like in general.
Right. Okay.
By your own degree.
Okay. Does cassette recorder work?
Absolutely. Hey.
Yeah. I mean, just constantly messing with that and just tinkering around with that, and then fast forward to when I first had GarageBand on my first Mac.
Oh man, good old days.
Yeah, which and I would make stuff on my own and take sessions that I did at my music store that I used to go to, just put them on that computer and just mess with those, or make stuff from scratch. Like stuff from my first album was actually a mixture of the demos for that was from GarageBand, and then also some demos were from my I used to have this Yamaha Motif keyboard.
Oh man, Motifs
it was
a classic.
Yeah. And
keyboards.
I literally, with sighted help, obviously, I recorded everything, and this is when road stations you can record everything on there, and you still can with these stations today. But back then it was huge,
Mm-hmm.
Now we got Reaper and Logic and everything else.
But that was
on
at
multiple
the time,
platforms.
When we were kids, that was the only way we really knew how to do it. Cassettes. Or just onboard, transport controls and onboard DAWs that they had. It only gave you a memory of 500 megabytes, that you really, or something like that.
Yeah.
Man,
nowadays, people are like, "No, I need more space." But honestly, that's a good idea though. Like, try to compose something that's this long, or has this section is going to be this long and this time signature. I like doing stuff like that.
Well, and let me hear your thoughts on this. So here's another philosophy that I've developed over time with my experiences is that writing songs should come at a natural pace, right?
Yes.
Inspiration doesn't have a schedule. Let's just say that, right? If it comes to you, it comes to you. If we set too many preconceived notions on how a song should be before we even lay our hands on an instrument, I feel like we failed already.
Interesting, yeah.
Like,
I mean,
I think the art of improv, right?
Yeah.
Right? If and I don't know, maybe this sounds critical, and if it does, I want to unpack it a little more, but
right.
I just think like when we write songs, it should start first from, oh man, that was a good idea, right?
Right.
Like you get that one just nice riffy bar down in 7/8, and you're thinking, oh, what if that was in 6/8, or what if I did that in 11/8, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Right. That recently happened. Like, there was this one show that we did, me and my band, a few months ago, and after the show, we found this whiteboard in the hallway. That's saying, everyone is just writing out different rhythms, and and some of them were clapping them out, and I was in the green room where we had a little piano there, and I heard that rhythm, and I'm like, whoa! So I composed based off of that, and I'm still trying to figure out how I want to structure it, but it's like. It's just some wacky, like just
So
odd
pretty.
transcendental stuff. It's just it's really tricky with both hands, but I gotta work on it. But to your point, though, it's just like it can come from ideas like that, or like my process is like I pick any instrument and just start improvising.
Yeah.
Like Like for example, on my latest album, Connections, there's this song I wrote called Stop Fighting, where I was literally down here. I was just improvising in a D flat minor. And like...
that is so warm. Give me a cocktail, please.
And originally, this song is not for cocktails.
Man.
It's a serious song. So what happened was I was down here, and I'm like, I originally I was playing on the Rhodes patch, but which is a different vibe. But I went upstairs and I tried it on the piano, and I'm like, wow, it sounds so much different. Like just the changing from instrument to instrument makes a huge difference.
It is a huge difference.
Next thing you know, I did a demo for it that night, and man. Pretty much.
Well, listen, man. First of all, just congratulations on everything.
Thank you.
I really, I don't even have the words. Part of me is just like in awe, and a part of me is also just blessed to call you a friend. And a business partner now, because you and I've got a song kind of in the works too. The song's called "Find Your Peace."
Find your peace.
Matthew laid out a very, very beautiful piano track that I am writing some vocals for, and we hope to have that song out here in hopefully the next couple of months. And we'll just update as we go along. But why don't you play us a little something before we get out of here?
Oh. Let's see.
What a way to end a podcast.
Oh, thank you.
What a way to end the show. Well, Matthew, where can people find you? What's a good website?
www.matthewwhitaker.net. I'll spell it out. MATTHEWHITAKER.NET. You can find all my social media pages as well as my 3 albums out of the box, Now Hear This, Interactions, and stay tuned for On Their Shoulders and Find Your Peace. And thank you so much, Tony.
Yeah, really.
Woo!
Let's do this again in the future. We'll catch up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, awesome. Thanks, everybody. Take care.
Hey guys, this is Tony Gebhardt, and I just want to say thank you for checking out today's episode of The Tony Gebhardt Show. And I want to invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/MRJT1020, or you can just search Tony Gebhardt on YouTube. I post daily motivation YouTube shorts, original music, and other fun content that I'm sure you will enjoy. Please come join the community and help me reach 1,000 subscribers. Thanks again, and remember, you're loved and you matter.